All right, rapid reaction. It's one of the more boring games I've ever witnessed. Patriots 27, Jets 14. Not really surprising. What you saw in this game was the difference when a team has a really good quarterback in Drake May on the New England side, and when a team has Justin Fields, who is not on the other side. I guess we should congratulate Justin. He threw for over 100 yards this game. Woo! 15 out of 26, no bueno. 116 yards, 4.5 average, no bueno. Did throw a touchdown pass, so all right. No interceptions this time. Only 2 sacks for 11 yards, a quarterback rating of 81.6. That's no bueno. On the other side of the coin, you have Drake May, who is an elite quarterback. 25 out of 34, 281 yards, 8.3 average, all excellent. One touchdown, no interceptions, only one sack, and a 107.6 rating. Fields led the team in rushing, and that's part of the problem. 11 carries, 67 yards, 6.1 average, and a touchdown. Brees Hall went for 14 for 58. Not a bad game, not a great game. What do you want him to do when the other team knows you can't pass the ball? Travion Henderson, 19 out of 62, a 3.3 average. Not his best game, but he did score some touchdowns, so I'm sure he'll take the TDs. Some of the other observations. John Mechie looks like a keeper. He made some nice plays. Adonai Mitchell. So Adonai Mitchell is a tale of two tape watches. If you what we're going to see on the tape with AD Mitchell is he's getting open. But he had a couple of bad drops. One bad one pretty bad. Over the shoulder was a difficult catch. The other one was not. So he's getting open. Then there were some balls that were thrown his way. This says he had 6 targets. There was a few thrown his way that he just couldn't catch. They were just you need a real quarterback playing quarterback in this league. That's how it works. But at the same time, a couple of drops, and that's not good. But he was getting open, and that is good. So, Mechie, on the other hand, 3 catches, 3 targets. Every time we targeted, he caught the ball. So good job by Mechie, looking like a keeper. Maybe he's our slot receiver. I mean, Arian Smith didn't do anything in this game, and he was on the field. I don't know what the problem there is. There's another guy who gets open all the time, doesn't catch any passes. But our 2 tight ends played well. Taylor and Ruckert, 4 catches each. Again, this isn't the greatest show on turf, so when we threw him the ball, they caught it for the most part, except for at the end, when we really needed Ruckert to catch that pass in the right flat, and he dropped it. But that's just the way it goes when you're the Jets. Stephon Diggs, 9 for 105. Mac Hollins. I mean, this is a real team. So what you really saw here is a couple of things. One, the Patriots are a real team, and they have some flaws, though. But what will happen with them is they'll probably make the playoffs, then get bounced, and they'll feel good going, wow, we're really ahead of schedule. First year with Vrabel, second year with Drake May. We're already in the playoffs, and May is playing at this high level. Fantastic. And they'll feel really good about their team. They'll fix their holes of the offseason. They're going to be an elite team starting next year. They're already a good team. The Jets, on the other hand, obviously we got to get our quarterback. I mean, we got a decent offensive line. We got some running backs. I would sign Brees Hall, longer term, keep him here. The offense looks okay. Mechie looks like a keeper. Mitchell, we'll have to see. Got to stop with the dropping. But what would this team look like with a quarterback who could play quarterback? That's going to be the eternal question until we get that guy in place. And so, but I'm kind of encouraged. The running game looks fine. The Mechie looks pretty good. Mason Taylor looks good. I would re-sign Ruckert, get him on a small deal. A.D. Mitchell, we'll see, but then we get Garrett Wilson back, next year. So we got at least 2 there, and then you see what you can do in the draft. As far as the defense goes, Quincy's playing better. But you also see why Jarvis Brownlee was let go by Tennessee. I mean, this guy's a penalty machine. All he does is hold people. So I'm not sure if he's the answer in the slot. He's a hard tackler. He's a hard-nosed player. Would have been great 10 years ago, but now we play in the National Wussball League. And so when you're in the National Wussball League and you suplex someone, they're going to call a penalty, Mr. Jarvis. So that's how it works. So you're not allowed to do that. So I don't know. He seems like a more of a backup player to me. He's okay, but he just holds everybody, and so I don't know how you can live in a world like that. Harrison Phillips had a tackle for loss. Malachi Moore had one pass defense. Jermaine Johnson with one sack. Quincy Williams also had a sack, but of course was called back by the holding one of the holdings on Jarvis Brownlee. But the defense needs to be stocked with better players. We went over this all summertime. The defensive line was neglected, and you see what happens with the neglect. But they've been playing okay-ish. I mean, we gave up 27 points, so that's not great. But they, they're, I mean, at least we didn't give up 50. Our kicking game is good. Nick Folk, perfect again. McNamara is pretty good, so that's good. Our kick returns and our punt returns are solid, so there's that. But you just see a team in this game that's just on a whole other level. They're on a whole other level. They don't have a first-time head coach. This guy knows what he's doing, Vrabel. We tried very hard to get him, but the one place that he was going to go if it opened up was New England. It opened up. He went there, and you see what he's doing over there when combined with a quarterback like Drake Mace. So, the good news is we improved our position in the draft. Woohoo! And now we'll have to see what we do with the quarterback position. I mean, you see what Justin really is. He can do some things. He's good at the RPOs sometimes. His reads are a little shaky, but when he gets out and runs, he can outrun everybody. Okay. He'll probably set the record for most quarterback rushing yards in Jet history. I guess that's something, I guess. But he's just not a complete quarterback, and so that little experiment's going to have to end. So you wonder what we're going to do going forward, whether it's going to be Tyrod time after the mini bye, because at some point I think the staff's going to want to see more out of the offense just in terms of evaluation. We need to evaluate these wide receivers more. They just don't get enough ops when the offense is just 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. So we'll have to see about that. But a disappointing game, a boring, very boring game, I must say. I was bored. I don't know about you guys. This team is getting a little boring. But we did lose, so we did improve in the draft position, and we're going to need lots of players to improve the roster. That's where we are at this point in time. I see you next time.